something simple. Close your eyes for a second. Now imagine you are standing somewhere unfamiliar. You don't know where you are at. You don't know what is important and you don't know what you are supposed to do. That feeling right there, that slight discomfort, that uncertainty. This is exactly how users feel the moment they enter a virtual reality experience. And that is why UX in VR is not just design, it is responsibility. Hello everyone, this is Uday Kumar Shivagurunadan, the founder of Travental. There is a quote I want to begin with. Steven Spielberg once said, "I think we are moving into a dangerous medium with virtual reality." When I first heard that, I misunderstood. I thought he was saying VR was unsafe or overwhelming or morally questionable. What he was really saying is this: VR removes the storyteller's control, the shift from storytelling to experience. For over 100 years, storytelling worked the same way. In the books, the author controls the imagination. In films, the director controls the camera. The games, the designer controls the entire game. But in VR, the user controls attention. They decide where to look. They decide what matters. They decide what to ignore. That is not the third person storytelling. This is the first person experience, and that single shift breaks the design we are comfortable with. In cinema, music builds emotion. In VR, emotion depends on where the user even notices the moment. The question changes not what I do show, but how I guide without controlling. Agency, the most powerful and dangerous idea in VR. This brings us one word that defines VR UX more than any other, which is called agency. Agency is not interaction. Agency is not clicking or grabbing something. Agency is control. The user is no longer consuming a story. They are inside it. And agency is intoxicating. But unmanaged agency is a chaos. Think about real life. Total freedom without structure doesn't feel empowering. It feels overwhelming, and VR magnifies that feeling. If users don't understand where they are, why they are there, what role to play, their brain exits survival mode and enters judgment mode. And once judgment begins, presence is thoroughly gone. Presence is fragile. It breaks faster than immersion builds. And the moment presence breaks, the headset comes off. Not later, but immediately. Why most VR experiences fail? Let's be honest with something. Most VR experiences don't fail because of hardware. They fail because of process. Most teams start with engines. They start with tools. They start with what is possible instead of starting with what is meaningful. Now you feel the difference, right? They open Unity. They open Unreal. They import assets. And they ask a dangerous question: does this feel immersive? Immersion is not visual. Immersion is psychological. It is not created by resolution. It is created by the relevance. And the relevance only comes by understanding humans. Two designers, two futures. Let me tell you about Adam. Adam has a brilliant idea. He builds very fast. He prototypes beautifully. He impresses other designers. But users feel lost. They don't know what matters. They don't know what role they play. They don't know when the experience begins. Now let me tell you about Peter. Peter also has a great idea. But before he builds anything, he listens. He interviews user. He asks about real life, about real habits the user make, about their fears, about the user motivation. He maps emotion thoroughly, designs moments. He asks one question repeatedly: what should the user feel first? Not see or not click. It is just the user feel. Before code, he uses tape and paper. He walks the space, he simulates the distance, he tests the comfort, and when he finally builds, his experiences feel effortless. The first 30-second rule. Here is a truth most designers just ignore. In VR, you have only 30 seconds, not to impress the users, but to orient them. Those first 30 seconds answers unconscious questions. Am I safe here? Do I understand this space? Can I trust this experience? In films, you can slowly build the context, but in VR, the brain demands clarity immediately. If clarity doesn't arrive, anxiety replaces curiosity. Good VR UX doesn't excite first, it reassures first. Affordance, the invisible language of VR. The physical world, affordance are very much obvious. The chair invites sitting. A handle invites pulling. In VR, nothing is obvious. Everything must be taught without instruction. Affordance in VR are whispers. A glow, a sound, a subtle moment. They say you can interact here without ever saying a word. Bad VR explains, good VR invites. Story still matters, but differently. Some people say VR doesn't need story. That's totally wrong, I feel. VR needs story more than any medium, but not the linear story way, but a responsive story. A story that reacts to presence. A story that acknowledges the action. A story that changes when the user changes. In VR, the story is not watching the hero, they are the hero. And UX is what makes that belief. And UX is what that makes that believable. Emotion, sound and moment. Emotion is not optional in VR. It is the interface. Sound creates space. Moment creates urgency. Together, they create memory. Silence makes VR feel artificial. Responsive sound makes it feel alive. Moment without meaning feels empty. Moment with consequence feels very much real to the user. This is not just something we are polishing. This is the core UX in virtual reality. Walk the scene, design with your body. Most powerful VR design tool is not just software. It is the body of the human. The humans need to stand up, walk, reach, turn, and ask, is this comfortable? Is this natural? Is this the human way? Many VR failures come from designers who never stood up for the humans. And they always have low-tech thinking beats high-tech assumptions every single time. Case study, making the boring meaningful. Let's end with something simple. Hand washing, hospitals, life-saving, but boring. Posters don't change behavior, but VR can. Not by entertaining, but by engaging the body, by building muscle memory, by turning information into experience. When users do instead of watch, learning becomes instinct. Let's see the real future of VR. Virtual reality does not need more realism. It needs more humanity. The danger of VR is not technology. It is designers forgetting that humans come first. Design agency with care, guide without controlling, create freedom with intention. The future of VR will not be decided by the headsets or engines or even the hardwares. It is decided by how deeply we understand people before we design the worlds for them. Thank you.